everybody, how are we doing? It is Connor here. What is going on in your world? Make sure you check out the videos from yesterday, everybody. Make sure as well, you're going to be checking out the Hardline with me and Gabe this evening. Also, little announcement as well, the debrief is going to be back Monday nights from 7. It's been a bit of an interrupted schedule, obviously, with Leeds playing on Monday the last 2 times. It's been a bit difficult for me to obviously do the debrief. So, yeah, also on Tuesday night on the second channel, my channel, Conor McGilligan, we are going to be doing a watch-along for the Burnley-Cardiff game, which has become a huge game in the football calendar. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. Make sure you're going over and watching that on Tuesday night. And hopefully, we're basking in a Cardiff result. But what came out of yesterday? Sheffield United win. Really big win for Sheffield United. I predicted they'd win 4-1. To be honest, I thought there was going to be a right reaction, a massive reaction to the Leeds game. As we mentioned with Sheffield United, they were good. They were really good in spells against Leeds. In fact, you know, lots of spells against Leeds, especially that first 35, 40 minutes. And Leeds were lucky to not be 2-0 down. But obviously Leeds took control, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Sheffield United against 99% of these teams are going to be the much better side. So that's a really good win for them. I think QPR had seven wins in 8 or 7 home wins in 8. It's a big win for them down there. But once again, we've just got to keep our feet on the ground. Leeds United, obviously in the context, Burnley losing against Preston. I actually thought that's the best result for them, getting them out of the cup. I think them being in the cup is a distraction with league form and them having to grapple that points tally back with Leeds and Sheffield United now. So, yeah, and then we obviously moved to Leeds United, don't we? We moved to Leeds United and, you know, you sort of survey the comment section, you survey the general consensus and even just people's interest has definitely dwindled yesterday. It is funny, isn't it, when there's been a defeat, people just don't want to know. They take themselves off, they go do shopping with the missus, they take themselves for a nice walk, and they just take themselves away from Leeds United. Leeds United's point against West Bromwich Albion. But isn't it funny, like, I've heard a lot of people say it's arrogance and entitlement when it comes to players. I disagree with that. They're just players going onto a football pitch and trying to win a football game. They came up against the side last night and yesterday, and I mentioned this several times. I had a 2-1, but I kept mentioning that this is going to be a tight game. I had a bit of me and Brownie were speaking, and I was sort of probing him a little bit and said, do you think there's going to be maybe a little bit of an adrenaline hangover when it comes to the Sheffield United and Sunderland game? But we've afforded ourselves a little bit of a draw here. Bearing in mind, Sheffield United drew with West Bromwich Albion at home as well. And take you back to, I think it was a 12:30 kickoff with Carlon Grant getting the equaliser. But so West Brom have done really, really well. And this is now a much better West Bromwich Albion outfit, in my opinion, with the additions of players like Adam Armstrong. You know, you look what they were bringing off the bench yesterday. You know, Daryl DK, you know, Tom Fellows. These players are good championship players. So West Bromwich Albion, even with the injuries to Josh Madger and Shemi Ajayi, they've still got a decent squad. And Jed Wallace as well. Still got a really decent squad. And I have to say, in the pockets yesterday, technically, I thought they were brilliant. I really did. I thought they were brilliant, West Bromwich Albion. And a team of which is going to cause a lot of teams problems. And the reason behind that is because they've got a lot of technical ability. I mentioned this yesterday. When Leeds are pressing high at points, they just pass the way out of it. And you don't see that a lot. You really don't see that a lot when it comes to championship standard. So normally when Leeds are pressing high, you know, we recover the ball. We've got a very, very good recovery rate in the final third. So West Brom playing out with Mowat and Callum Styles and you know, even Malumbi and Cal Bartley was switching balls, you know, and this is just maybe the players in and around that defensive region. You go a little bit further forward, and Price, I thought, had a good game for them. You know, you're looking central. I thought Armstrong was a constant problem, as he always is against us, a massive problem, pressing Strauch and Rodon whenever he had the ball. But the guys, they're 5th in the division. You know, they're 5th in the division. And as much as we all think Leeds United are the best team in the division, which I personally do, I think a lot of you do, we've got to come up against good teams. And we came up against a good team yesterday. And maybe that wasn't maybe Leeds fans weren't aware of that. Some Leeds fans, and maybe that's why they're a little bit more disappointed, because it's not going to be a case of Leeds winning every single game. You've got to look, our rivals were celebrating that yesterday. They were celebrating us drawing to 5th in the division. So that's a big compliment. And, you know, obviously you want to be winning your home games, but we've still got 5 home games. That's another game chalked off. We've got to go to Fratton Park, and now we're not playing a team in the top 10. You know, we're not playing against a team in and around the top 10 at home at all. You look at the fixtures that we've got remaining. The home games are very, very nice. You know, you're looking at maximum points there for Leeds United. Maximum points. Millwall, I know a lot of people are worried about that. They've beaten us already twice this season, but there's context to be applied with that. And I'm expecting an absolute licking against Millwall, so I'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, yesterday, even in the Patreon bits, the people in the Patreon chat as well, which you can join, everybody, link in the description below. Everyone was a little bit maybe more tentative and a little bit more nervy. So I think Leeds fans were pretty realistic, but maybe there was a bunch who, when it was 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 predictions, which I was seeing in my comment section, I don't think that was ever going to happen. But perspective-wise, this video is all about, look where we're at. We've not lost a game in 3 months. And yesterday was a real game of which we could have lost the game. It felt like that. It could have gone either way, that. But perspective-wise, we've not lost a game in 3 months. That was probably our worst performance, and we've come out with a point against 5th in the division. So you can always flip it. I'm looking at it sort of like very positively because of where Leeds are in the table. We can't win every single game, and maybe the entitlement, there is a little bit of entitlement with certain fans who's like, oh, how have we not won? How have we not won? That's ridiculous. That's done now. Because if we're to slip up and there's a rhetoric that, oh, that's it now, a lot of fans are going to be a little bit more perturbed this season, because I think we're going to lose games this season. I still think there's going to be games of which we're going to lose. So get your hats ready when we lose a game, because you have to take into conversation the perspective at that point, because I think we're still going to go up, and I still believe we're going to go up as champions. But if we don't go up as champions, I know there's been a lot of banter this week. It is what it is. If we go up, I don't care. I'm really not that bothered. If we go up and we're not champions, fair enough. As long as we get to the Premier League, that's fine. Absolutely fine. And I was like that in Bielsa's season. Just get us to the Premier League and that is fine. Don't go up as champions. Yeah, it'd be a nice little gloss on the top, wouldn't it? It'd be a nice little shine. If we don't get champions, that's absolutely fine. But I still think that's going to happen. Look at our rivals' fixtures as well. A lot of them have got tough games coming up. Tough games, including they're playing themselves. They're playing each other, I should say. So perspective required, I think a little bit. I'm surprised by what I've seen online in terms of some of the takes. We're drawing against West Bromwich Albion. I think if this was ordered a little bit different and we'd have drawn against West Bromwich Albion, beaten the other two, I think it'd have been a completely different ideology to some fans. But, with the run that we've been on, which has been quite staggering, 3 months, we've not lost a game. We went 7 goals and hadn't conceded not long ago. I just think a little bit of perspective is required. They were good yesterday, fully deserved the point, but that is the best team we're going to face. And for me, that's the best team we've faced at Ellen Road. They're excellent, West Brom. Really, really good. And that little man up front gave us a real problem, I thought. A real, real problem. We just got to hope Joseph's okay. I know he was holding his leg a little bit. I'm hoping the lads are fully fit. I think there's got to be a bit of a conversation on maybe a stream about Brendan Aronson. Maybe. And maybe Leeds just developing that 4-4-2 a little bit more. Maybe. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm interested to hear your thoughts this Sunday morning. What's your perspective? What's your reflective ideas going into the week? Are you okay? Or are you a little bit nervous? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you in a bit.